Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so um I think yesterday, yesterday or the day before, my friend texted me and she's like, "Will you pray for me?" And she was telling me her situation or whatever. It was one of you guys. And you're gonna love this little story. So anyway, she texted me the other night and said that, and then last night she messaged me with this awesome testimony, right? And like the next day something positive came from it, and it was a beautiful thing that she sent me. And so I messaged her back and I was like, okay, well, I want you to pray for me this time because I want a cool testimony too. And so she's like, yeah, I already prayed for you today, but I'm gonna pray for you again. And I was like, cool. So then this morning, well, let me go back. For the past few months, I was expecting something to open up, some door, provision, whatever, just like financial something, and a job or whatever it is, and nothing is opening. And so I was just really like, because financially I have struggled so hard this year and trying to just eat, and let alone pay my bills and stuff. And so I'm just getting at my wits end, and I'm like, I need a miracle at this point, and I have all these bills due, and I'm just like freaking out, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And so that was my prayer request. I didn't actually even tell her what it was, but that's the thing I've been struggling with. And and so she agreed to pray for me last night, and then this morning I opened my Bible to Proverbs 31, right? And the Proverbs 31 woman, right? And I read that this morning first thing, and something jumped off the page when I was reading it. You know how sometimes things will just leap into your spirit, and like that is for you. And so this morning, the line in it says she wakes up early, she works with her hands, with linen and flax. And I was thinking to myself, it like grabbed me, whenever I read it, and I was thinking, I don't know how to sew. I wish I could make linen or flax clothes, like, because that's my initial thought was like, the part with working with our hands and making stuff. And I was thinking like, oh, I wish I could make stuff. I wish I knew what to do with my hands. I don't have a skill like that. And I really thought that for like a while, a morning, and I kept going back to it, and I'm like, I just kept, but I was thinking about the linen and flax part, right? Like, so because I love wearing, or no, it was wool and flax, right? So, which is linen. And so I was just thinking about that part because I love wearing linen and wool, and not at the same time, but that's the type of clothing I wear, natural fibers. And so I was just like, oh, I was so fixated on the wool and flax part that I kind of jumped over the working with her hands part, right? And I kept going back to the wool and the flax. And so then, but I'm thinking in my mind, like, I don't have any skills, I don't have any skills. And so then I go today to take my shower, and it was hair washing day. So I'm in there and I'm just scrubbing up, dubbing, and then I get out, blow dry my hair, braid my hair, like I have to do, once every week or 2 weeks. And then it hits me as I'm braiding my hair, and it was like the Lord says, "Oh, look at you working with your hands." And I was like, "Oh, I knew how to do hair." I just thought I didn't have any skills, right? Like, and here's the thing, like back home, um, I've had locks since 2016. When I got out of the hospital, I locked up my hair. So almost a decade I've had locks. And I have done them myself for the most part. Now I do have a friend back home who does them like as a job, as it for a living. She has her own company or her own business. And and she has people that fly in from all over the country just for her to do their hair. That's how good she is. And so she's kind of cornered the market on it back home, and because it's such a niche thing, it's such a specialty thing that like not a lot of people need that service. So people are willing to go like out of their way to like get her to do their hair. And so back home, she kind of, everybody that has locks goes to her. Now I taught myself, and then she taught me a few tips and tricks that has really helped me over the years. But I couldn't afford her services, so I only would go to her like when I needed something fixed, or just just every early on. I think she did a lot of repairs in my hair and fixed my hair. But once I kind of got the hang of what I was doing and taught myself more, I am really skilled and so this time around I've done all my own work. So early when I had my first set of dreads, she helped me a lot, but she taught me a lot of things, and then I watched massive amounts of YouTube videos, and so at this point in my life I'm like pretty much an expert, dreadlocks, but I mainly just do my own, because back home I would never start a business like that back home, because everybody that has locks goes to her. So she's my friend, so I wouldn't want to do that back home. So I never even thought about doing it for money. Now I have done it for specific people who have requested me to do their hair, over the years, and I've done installs and repairs for other people, but I don't actually like think of it as like a job or just whatever. It's just random things that come up and I help people out. And so then today I was thinking, how many times since I've been in New York, I get stopped on the street at least once or twice a week, and people ask about my hair, and like I get approached almost every time I leave, like go out somewhere, about my hair. And I was like, man, I should do that here, and here I could do it as a business or for money, and I wouldn't feel bad because she's all the way back home and I don't know anyone here. So anyway, it was just like God just like was like, you do have skills, like and he just gave me a divine inspiration this morning. It was so great because I've really been struggling on what to do, because living in my car, it's hard to live in your car, do what you need to do every day, and and I'm really bad with working for other people anyway, so like I've been like I would say living by faith for 5 years, so it's hard for me to think of a normal 9 to 5 type job especially in my situation. So I was like really like struggling, like what can I do for extra money where I can still work for myself, and so like that idea came this morning, and so I made some ads, and so all I need is like some tools, like because I mean half my tools are broken anyway, so and that's not a lot of money to get started doing it. I just need to like buy some new tools and some hair. So not even like a lot of startup costs. I mean, it's so great. So I'm gonna run some ads and like see if I can drum up some business. But like really, God knows He's so good, man, and He leads you at the right time. He leads you in the right way of how you can make ends meet. Whether that's a gift, a skill, like whether that's having help, like outside help, even temporarily when you're down and out or whatever, like God's going to provide for you, and He'll make ways to provide for you. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I've even been working on my friend Giovanni's hair ever since I've been here. So like, like, why didn't I think of this? Like, to run ads and actually advertise. So anyway, pray for me, guys, because like literally I think that could be at least a steady source of extra income, where I really wouldn't need to depend on anyone else for anything if I could get a couple clients a month. So yeah, I think that's exciting, and God has a way of just providing for His children, and so don't overlook your simplest skill. Something that you take for granted might actually be something that could help you profit and make a living for yourself. And I love it when the Lord speaks. I always just get excited, even if it's a little thing like that. So I'm always excited with whatever the Lord says. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Be inspired today. Thank you, Priscilla, for praying for me. It worked. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.